Okay, so in this lecture we're going to talk about selecting fields from documents in your queries. So the code that I have here is similar to what we saw in the last lecture. Just to make the code shorter, I broke out the random number to the top, and I've added a third field to the document z, which is a number between 0 and 999. I'm using the same query using Query Builder, querying for documents where x is 0 and y is greater than 10, less than 70. Let's just run it to make sure it works. I'd only match one document. Let's run it once more. Still 1. And 0. Alright, that's better. So this matched 3 documents. You see we have the ID field and x, y, and z. But it's kind of silly to get the x field because we're querying for x0, so why bother selecting x since we know it's going to be 0? So can we get rid of x from our query results? The answer is yes. We do that using the second parameter to the find method to select the fields that we want to have returned. So there's a few ways to do this, but since what we're trying to do here is get everything but x, we can do it by saying x is false. So we create a document where x is false, and that just means return everything but x. And let's run it again. And now we have the ID, and we have y, and we have z, but no x. Now, let's say that what we actually want is only y. We don't want z or x. So rather than saying x false, y false, we can just change this to y and true to get only y. And now x and z are gone, and we have y. But we also have this ID. And usually we're going to want the ID, but in the cases where we don't, we can exclude it by appending underscore ID false, saying we do not want the ID field, and if we run that again, we only get y, which is what we wanted. Okay, now let's do a quiz. So, given a variable named students of type DB collection, so we have a DB collection of student documents, which of the following lines of code could be used to find all documents in the collection, retrieving only the phone number field? So we have students.find new basic DB object phone number 1, append ID of 0. Students find new basic DB object phone number 1. Students.find new basic DB object, new basic DB object phone number 1, append ID 0. And students.find new basic DB object phone number 1, append ID 0, new basic DB object.